So do you think growing up in the 80s was better or worse than what it was like growing up in the 2000s, or like what's your
Um,
opinion on that one?
honestly, in in many ways, I think it was better because we had less. So we just had to entertain ourselves to whereas like you growing up, you had all the technological advances. You know, you had all the gaming systems. You had all the TV shows. And then as you got a little bit older, well, then smartphones came around and that kind of ruined your generation in a way of speaking because that's all y'all did. I mean, it wasn't everybody, obviously, but a lot of people turned like smartphones, tablets into a babysitter and just let their kids look at that all day and they didn't actually do anything else. They didn't go outside and play. I mean, I know you
Yeah,
played
we
soccer for a while when you were
we did.
little and you played football and you've always done stuff. I've tried to keep you balanced over the years.
Me and
I
my
mean,
cousins would always go outside. We preferred outside over inside, even when we had all the games and stuff. It was just more
right,
fun out there.
right. And there's nothing wrong with that because I mean, I remember growing up, we had the Nintendo, then we had the Sega, and then PlayStation came around. But even all that time,
Still
we would
preferred
go outside.
outside, right?
I mean, yeah, we in the summertime out of school, we'd go out swimming, go out and do whatever, just ride bikes around, jump ramps, and do stupid stuff like kids do, and
Yeah,
uh,
like those little
go
mud
play.
ramps and stuff that you could make and jump and
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
oh yeah, yeah. We built many, and I ran into a tree one time after jumping at one at my grandparents. Had the handlebars going to my stomach. It left a nice mark. That was fun. I wouldn't advise it. That was kind of painful, but you know, it's a memory that I still haven't forgotten. We're talking like 30 plus years later. So, you know, everything ties together in the end. But I mean, we didn't have a lot else to do. I mean, I remember waking up on Saturday mornings, grab my Flintstone vitamins, sit there on the floor with the whole bottle, pick out the ones I liked, and eat them while watching Scooby Doo and He Man. I mean, that's just what it
Yeah,
was.
we
That's the
had
way it went.
those. We had the
Yeah, that
Flintstone
was
vitamins. They were good. They were
yes,
good.
yeah, that was my Saturday mornings, and this is like before anybody else is really in the living room, or they had already left the
Oh
house.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
the two.
I used to sneak into the kitchen when you or mom were sleeping, and I would like grab a handful of the Flintstone vitamins and eat them like they were gummy bears. They were so good.
That's because they are good. That was the whole problem. They were too good.
They tasted too sweet.
I don't know if sweet is the word I would use, but yeah, they
Fruity.
were good.
Like you
Yeah,
could definitely
fruity.
taste like the flavoring that they used. It was really good.
Yeah, fruity works. I agree there. Well, what about you? I mean, you know, you grew up later than me. What's your viewpoint there?
I mean, I did spend a lot of time outside, even though we had like more in terms of like we had what was out at the time? I think it was the Xbox, like the original Xbox and the 360 and the PS2 and the Game Boy, not the Game Boy, the GameCube. Those were like the main three I remember when I was growing up.
Yeah,
But even though we had all of that, and they did have some really fun games, I do remember playing the original Fantastic Four game on GameCube. But
yeah, remember that.
outside was always better for us, with like me and my cousins and all, just grabbing sticks and pretending they were like weapons,
Swords.
like swords or pistols or like whatever our imagination could come up with. Like that was always more fun than just sitting inside and playing a game. And then like the the older I got, obviously, the more I started playing games over like spending time outside, except for like disc golf and stuff, because that was more of a sport though. That wasn't like just my imagination running free. But I do know like the generation, well, even people in my generation that are younger than me though, they choose inside and playing games over going outside. And I don't know if it's like because maybe they just didn't have like cousins or friends or something to like spend time outside with, or if it's more of like a all of my friends play this game, so I'm just gonna stay inside and play that with them, which is also valid. But outside's good for you as a kid. Like you should spend time outside as a kid. I
Yeah, and as a parent, we definitely agree because it kind of wears y'all out. So you'll just,
yeah, so you'll sleep,
realistically shut
you'll
up and go to
sleep and leave
sleep.
us alone.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing better than wearing the kid out by letting them play and just, yeah, they come home. They're like, I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep. Like, yeah, good deal. We appreciate that so much. You just don't understand.
Unless grandma gets you all hyped up on sugar and stuff, and then you just aggravate your parents all night.
Well, if grandma gets you hyped up on sugar and all, you should stay with grandma and let them or her deal with all of that issue right there.
You start running around the hallway with a sheet over your head because you watched Harry Potter the night before and you're like invisible. You
Oh,
got the
yeah, I do remember that. And I
you got the
specifically remember
invisibility cloak
telling
on.
you that you are not invisible. I see you walking down the hall, regardless of
Nah.
you arguing with me that you're invisible. I remember. Yeah.
Nah, I had
Yeah,
my
for sure.
invisibility cloak. You couldn't see me for
Nope.
sure.
You were not invisible. You were just a white sheet walking down the hallway.
You know, one of the blankets that I used to use for that is actually still with me. Like, I can grab it right now. I still have access to it. It was directly behind me.
Well,
I love that blanket. It's comforting.
20 plus years. Well, yeah, about 20 plus years later. Well, okay, let's see. Let's see. You were about 3 or 4 at that point. So yeah, about 20 years later. That's impressive.
Yeah, yeah. I still have it. It's got the airplanes on it and everything. It comforts me sometimes. Like, I mean,
Yeah, you
I don't like use it or anything, but I do have it like to a spot to where,
oh, that's your little comfort blankie.
yeah, yeah. Like when stuff gets stressful and everything, I can look at it and like just remember my childhood, and I'm like, all right, we cool, we
Well, if you
chill.
can remember to where you're like 2 or 3 and remember all that, that is also impressive.
Well, it's more like 4 or 5 to where my memories are the strongest with that blanket, but yeah, it was very comforting for me.
Well, I mean, we both know you're a little bit odd.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have my quirks and stuff. That is for sure,
Well,
for sure.
everybody's a little quirky in their own way. That's just the way it is.